Hey everyone, Mary here. Hardcore League Season 4 is underway, and what's the word? Zoriet. Actually, it's another word. Mimic. Mimic Murder Fest is really what they should call this, because that's what it is. Hardcore League Season 4 has been a Mimic Murder Fest. 90% of the deaths that I've seen have been from mimics. So what we are going to do in this video is talk about the top 20 things that will help you survive Hardcore League Season 4. You guys know me. I'm Mary. I run the guild Death Smile on the Hardcore League server. We are underway. We have almost 900 unique accounts in the guild. That's 900 players, which is much different than the live server. On the live server, you know, there are big guilds, but you know, it's a very interesting thing to be on the Hardcore League server, to see all the LFMs, to join all the groups where nobody has any past lives. Some people actually have TR'd by now, but for the most part, nobody has gear, nobody has any money, nobody has any past lives, nobody's a completionist. We're all the same. It's basically like going back in time to 2006. Fantastic for a DDO fan like me. I love it. So one of the things that you'll notice if you play in the Hardcore League Season 4 this year, there are no extra lives, so you cannot die even once. If you do, you lose everything. And this Hardcore League Season 4 is brought to us by the Dalkir, the Realm of Madness. You know, that's Zoriet, where Beholders, Mind Flayers, Thrackhounds, Mimics, all those crazy, wonderful, fun creatures that we love so much. And so as a result, any chest that you open on the Hardcore League server, any chest, once you hit level 3, it won't happen to you if you're level 1 or 2, you're safe. But once you or anybody in your party hits level 3, which means you could be level 1 in a group with level 3s, and somebody opens a chest, there's a chance, and it's a really high chance, it can be a mimic. You always want to plan on it being a mimic. If you're level 1 in a group with 3s and you get hit with the acid dot from the mimic, you're going to die. Luckily, it won't matter because you're level 1. You could go make a new tune. But you want to be very aware that the mimics scale. So the higher level you are, the higher level they are. And their damage is high. They do a nasty acid dot. You want to mitigate that. You want to make sure that you have a plan. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about 20 things that will help you for Hardcore League Season 4, the Mimic Murder Fest. So let's jump right in and talk about what they are. Number 1 for surviving Hardcore League Season 4 is to have a plan. When you're questing, you make your character, you pick your build, you want to have a plan. What is your goal? Why are you playing on the Hardcore League server? Are you playing there to hang out? Are you playing there for one of the rewards? You want to know why you're making your build, what your goal is, because your goal is going to determine your gameplay. So what I mean is, if you are going for 5,000 favor, 5,000 favor is not only a huge time commitment, but you have to do almost every quest. There's a list you can find. I have it linked on my DDO Hardcore League forum posts. I also have it linked in my Discord. There are other people who list it. I actually did a video during Hardcore League Season 3 of the quests you could skip going to 5K. I will do another one for Hardcore League Season 4 because they added the Feywild, which means that we can actually skip some of the harder quests now. So when you do the Feywild quests, let's say you didn't want to do Temple of Elemental Evil 1 and 2 because they can be disastrous. You can skip those now because you have extra favor out of the Feywild. But, you know, when you're going for 5,000 favor, you want to cherry pick your build to be able to survive the many different quests. And you also want to play in a very safe, take your time, run in groups, always have a trapper, get a dedicated healer if you can. If you're running short manned, always use hirelings, get a hireling cleric always. This isn't a thing that you take as a suggestion. If you're going for 5,000 favor, you want to pad your ability to survive with as many things as you can. If you have a gold seal hire and you have the Feywild Muse and you have the Scarecrow and you're running a quest with you and just another buddy, fill the group with those NPCs. Give the mobs other things to shoot at. And, you know, I have a video also talking about if you're going for 5,000 favor, you don't need to run any Reaper quests. This is what I mean. This is why this is number 1 in our list of top 20 things. Have a plan. If you're going for 5,000 favor, you don't need to do Reaper. If you're going for the Reaper cloaks, you don't need to do favor quests. You can just blast your way up to 30 and jump in the level 30 groups that are favor farming, for Reaper XP farming at level 30. If you're going for the pet, same thing. Just get in yourself a tune that will survive Reaper and join the Reaper groups that are running. I don't think doing heroic Reaper is smart because on the Hardcore League server, the champions that they have hit really hard. I think it's better to go into legendaries and get the double Reaper XP there. I have a video about that. So if you're interested, you could watch it. Have a plan. If you only want the 1750 cloak, you can cherry pick your heroic quests. If you only want the level 20 cloak, you can go into explorer zones. You can do all normal quests. You don't have to step in a hard or elite quest at all. You can do normal all the way to level 20. Go use your slayer zones. Take advantage of all the free XP out there and get to level 20 and then you're done. And it's nice and easy and safe. That's number 1. Number 2. You have your goal in mind, you have your build. The number 2 way to survive Hardcore League Season 4 is always make sure that you have healing potions in your backpack. Go, as soon as you get platinum, the first thing you should buy is healing potions. There's a vendor in Korthos. You can buy them really cheap. They're 5 platinum a piece. They heal regular people and they heal Warforged. You want to go and you want to buy at least 20, 30, 50 of them, whatever you can. You always want to make sure that you have a way to self-heal yourself. And then as you get more money and you go up in level, make sure you have yet another way to self-heal. You always want to have more than one way to self-heal so you can spam heal yourself when you need to, whether it's casting a wand with UMD, or whether you actually have a heal spell, or whether you use temporary hit points because you're a warlock, or whether you have lay hands because you're a paladin. You want to have your potions and you want to have an alternate method to heal. I can't stress that enough. You want to make sure that if you get whacked with a ton of damage, you can heal yourself up quickly. You also want to use your platinum to buy the other potions that you'll need. So remove fear. When dealing with the champion that does the fear dot, you want to have remove fear potions. They're very cheap. You want to have your neutralized poison potions. You want to have your remove disease potions. You want to have your remove curse potions. Make sure that you get them as soon as you can afford them. Keep them in your backpack. It'll help you survive. The third thing that you can do to survive Hardcore League Season 4 is to join a guild and get ship buffs. I can't stress that enough. And it doesn't matter. Yes, I run Death Smile. But you don't have to join my guild. Join any guild that is reasonably high level and get the ship buffs. Or you can join Channel Death Smile and ask us for a ship invite and we'll give you ship buffs. You don't have to give us anything. You just want to make sure that you get those ship buffs. There's some buffs, like the Hag, for example, that will give you 20 free hit points that will keep you alive. Ship buffs are essential. Join a guild. If you don't want to join a guild, get an invite from somebody in your group or ask me, like I just said, and I'll invite you to the ship and you can get yourself buffs for when you quest. The fourth thing that will help keep you alive is when you go to run a quest, if you don't know it really well, you can pre-watch another person doing the quest on YouTube to learn about what to expect in the quest. Remember, on Hardcore League, you only have one life. If you die to a mistake, you have to start over again. And I don't know about you, but time is money. Time is important. We don't get time back in life. All the time that you spend and then have to re-spend doing something in a video game is even more echoed in the fact that when you look back on your life at the 3 months that the Hardcore League Season 4 was, you don't want to say, oh, I made 9 tunes because I kept making the same mistake over and over, and that's all I did. You know, I mean, you better off just going back to your live server and playing there. So it's easy to, let's say if you're going to do the pit, which is a hard quest, to go to YouTube, watch a pit guide, watch a guide on how to do it. That way, when you go in there, there's not going to be any surprises. And you can do that. There's literally a video for every quest in DDO. I have some how-to guides. There's a whole bunch of other gamers, YouTubers, Twitch streamers that post videos on how to do quests. So you can go watch them there. Now, the number 5 is always quest with a trapper. Always quest with a trapper. I'll say that again. Always quest with a trapper. You may say, I don't need it. I know that I can jump the trap. No. I was in a group in the Swiped Signet, and the quest was being run by a guy who clearly he was like a completionist on live. And he's like, oh yeah, these traps, you can just jump over them. Keep in mind, on the live servers where you have your triple completionist, you have all the tweaked out gear, you have 100 past lives, you are so much of a different tune on the live server than you are on a first life character with no gear and no money. Jumping through traps may work for you on live. You don't want to do it on Hardcore League, especially when one lag bump will make you lag into the trap and then you're dead and then you have to start over again, which is exactly what happened in the group that I was with. A guy lag jumped over an acid trap, dead. And, you know, he had literally 10 seconds before that said, oh, these traps are no problem. You just jump over them. So always quest with a trapper. If you don't know a buddy trapper, or if you aren't a trapper yourself, you can look at the LFMs. There's tons of artificers and rogues questing. Jump in a group with somebody, make a new friend, make a new buddy. And when you're questing with a trapper, always stay behind them. Let them pop the traps. Let them see, get the spot checked so you don't accidentally make a mistake and run through something that you forgot was there. Number 6, after every quest, take your money and valuables and put them in your bank. Don't be the guy who dies and has everything on his tune and now it's all stuck in the land of lost souls and you have nothing again. Every time you quest, you get loot, you get money, empty it out into your bank. If you have more than 2,000 platinum on you, you need to go empty that out. I, on Mary, don't run around with more than 500 platinum on any of my tunes. I always put it in the bank. Just, you never know. You might die, something happens. Number 7 is always wear Featherfall, because you never know. If you don't have Featherfall on and you're not a monk, and even low-level monks don't get Slowfall very good, you could have a lag spike in the harbor and fall off that bridge and die. I've seen it happen. You could forget that you don't have Featherfall on and think that you're on live and make a jump off of a cliff and die. So it's just a dumb way to die in Hardcore League. Always have Featherfall. I made a video on what to do when you first start playing. Go to the Borderlands if you have that pack, to the Explorer area, open the chests, loot yourself a Cloak of Featherfalling, level 1, really easy farm, get it, put it on, keep it on until you figure out another way, whether you can get an augment crystal or you find another piece of gear that's better that has Featherfalling. Don't skip it. I know a lot of people feel like they can play without it, but on Hardcore League, it's just not worth the chance. There's no extra lives. If you die, that's it. You don't want to waste your time. It's an easy step. The 8th thing that will help you survive Hardcore League Season 4 is always have water breathing. You never know when you're going to be in a quest and you may be used to live server where every tune you have is has water breathing. But on this server, you're not paying attention to it and you drown. You don't want that to happen to you. Just get water breathing or make a Warforge. They don't breathe air, so they don't need to worry about it. But if you need to worry about it, figure it out. Most characters who, I forget what content you bought DDO will give you a trinket that lets you cast water breathing on yourself. They sell potions of water breathing. You can look on the auction house for, I don't think water breathing comes on random gen loot, but I do think that you can find a clicky. I may be misremembering that because it's been a while, but you can also craft. It's very easy to craft a water breathing item. You only require to have crafting level 1 to do it. You just need the mats and 10 essences and you can go do it. So that's, always make sure you have water breathing. You don't get stuck in a long swim and drown on Hardcore League. Which brings us to 9. The 9th thing to survive Hardcore League Season 4 is fire resist. You want to have fire resist on you. Find an item that has fire resist and wear it. All of the heroic quests, the early game of DDO is fire heavy. Fire traps, fire mobs, fire mephits, fire elementals, orc shaman throwing fire rays at you. It's just a very high fire. There's lava. There's all sorts of fire-based monsters, those little fire beetles out in the Borderlands. Get yourself a fire resist. Do the Tangleroot quest series. Unlock your house P buffs. You can get a fire resist 30 minutes there. But I like to have at least a 10 fire item on. You can do that with an augment crystal. You can go to the auction house and find something. You just want to make sure that you have some ability. Take resists if you are a caster, and cast fire resist on yourself and your buddies in the party. All the heroic low. It's not so much a thing in legendary content, but or heroic. In epic content. But in heroic, fire is huge. You want to get 30 fire resist as fast as you can. If you are a dragon forged, take fire. Get that. If you're a tiefling, you get fire resist. So that's good. So that means those are 2 good options for making a class, just based on that alone. Number 10 is get acid resist. Why? Because Hardcore League Season 4 is a mimic murder fest, and mimics put an acid dot on you. You need to have a way to mitigate this acid dot. How do you do that? You get yourself acid resist. Whether you buy acid resist potions, I like to have the ability to cast resist on myself, but I also have an item that gives me 10 acid resist or 15 acid, whatever your level allows for. Get acid resist. Early, you could probably use potions, but as you go on, try to fit it into your gear somewhere, whether it's an augment crystal or something. The argument in earlier hardcore leagues was that electricity was a necessary thing for Hardcore League because of all the little kobold shamans. I also still agree with that. However, I changed to acid for the Mimic Murder Fest just because if you're going to die in Hardcore League Season 4, most likely it's either going to be to a Mimic, acid dot, or to a trap. And there are a lot of acid traps. So it's a good bet. Number 11. When you're questing, because of all the mimics, don't open a chest alone. Don't run off and open a chest that you know about, because what'll happen is you'll pop a mimic and it'll either kill you or you'll run away and the mimic will chase you and kill somebody in your party who didn't know that you spawned a mimic. Just that's a Bush League thing. You don't want to do that. You want to be a team player, loot the chests together. If you're running solo and you're not running with an army of NPCs, you might even think about skipping the chest. There's no loot that's worth your time if you die. You know, let's say you go to Ravenloft and you're trying to loot Ravenloft gear and you're alone. It's not even worth opening any of those chests unless you are really good at killing the mimics by yourself. And I could argue that even something stupid like lag could happen and you may die, and it's just not worth it. Number 12, mimics. Hardcore League Season 4, mimics. Mimics are killing everyone. When I'm on Mary, I notice 90% of the deaths when I'm doing my guild stuff. All the messengers are mimics. Don't underestimate the mimics. Be aware when you're in a dungeon and anybody opens a chest. Always plan on it being a mimic. Don't get too close to the chests. unless you're opening it, and have a way to kill them. Keep yourself able to heal with heal potions or wands. Get acid resist. Number 13, how to survive Hardcore League Season 4. Don't, if you join a guild, go explore the ship and find the danger room and blow up and kill yourself. That's something to do on the live server. Don't explore the guild ship on the Hardcore League server. It's not the place to go and look at the different rooms. You don't need to enter any of the rooms to get the buffs. You just click the buff bar on the top deck. You'll get all the ship buffs. Do not go searching for the danger room unless you just want to kill yourself. 14 is go get your House P favor and unlock the Pendant of Time that allows you to fast travel if you're not joined in a guild, and it also allows you to put buffs on yourself, and not only resist buffs, but you can get jump, you can get mage armor, you can get all sorts of helpful buffs, utility buffs that will keep you alive from House P. You want to run Tangle Route. That is a very common quest line. People run it all the time. Run it with a good group. You can get that done. It doesn't take that long, and you can get access to those buffs. Number 15 is to get all your immunities. Now, whatever your build is, whatever your race is, you will have certain immunities built in. But the key for the Hardcore League is always first death block. People ask me often, what level do I need death block? Death block you want to have on at level 1. You want it at level 1 because you never know if a champion has a Vorpal effect, or if you come across a mob that will do Phantasmal Killer. You really won't run into Finger of Death until later, but you could run across something based on the event. Starting at level 3, you start getting champions. I always put it on as soon as I can get it, which usually is between level 1 and 3. So that's usually, I recommend, if you have it in your bank and it's level 1 and you can put it into your build, wear it. Get it as soon as you can. Death Ward is different. Death Ward is a little harder. You can farm for the trinket out in Tangle Route and get the level 5 goggles that you can put Death Ward on yourself. That's very good for stopping negative damage and for taking negative levels if you are a fleshy. Warforged don't need to worry about negative levels, but you do need to wear Death Block. The other immunity you want to get is Disease Immunity, if you can fit it into your build. And then Fear Immunity, as we talked about in my other video. There is a champion that will kill you with a Fear Dot. You want to get Fear Immunity, and my other video goes over where to get Fear Immunity if it's not already built into your build. Then the other immunity that I always want to talk about are the two that are kind of broken, but they're still worth getting. One of them is from Proof Against Poison. Proof Against Poison right now is not functioning correctly in DDO. It does not grant the natural poison immunity that it should. However, it does give you bonuses towards your saves versus poison. So if you can fit it into your build, it's worth it. And then the other thing is Protection from Evil. Protection from Evil, not only does it give you a +2 deflection bonus versus evil, but it also makes you immune to mind control and compulsions. Things like dominate that vampire or a succubus would do to you. So it's worth using it. Now, it doesn't always work. Like I said, it's kind of broken, but it's worth getting and using. If you're a caster, favored soul, take the circle Protection from Evil. You can carry potions. They're very cheap. It's useful for when you're going into situations where there's vampires and succubi and other monsters that may do mind control, compulsions on you, charms, things like that. Number 16 is always carry a ranged weapon. Why is this essential to survive the Hardcore League? Well, you could get into a situation in a quest where you need to hit a lever and you don't have a ranged weapon to do it. I know some quests have bow and arrows laid out so you don't get stuck, but that's not true in every case. So you don't want to get stuck in a quest that you made it all the way through, and then you have to exit, restart it, do it again because you had no way to hit a lever, and then you die the second time through. Just optimize your odds. Carry a throwing. You can go to the Borderlands get one of the ingots from the explorer chests and turn it in for a repeating silver throwing dagger or a ethereal throwing dagger. They're very easy and cheap to farm. Number 17 is, and this is very important, this is one of my rules of Hardcore League. You're in a quest and somebody finishes the quest, but you haven't made it to the end chest yet. What I recommend is that you leave. As soon as the quest is done, exit. Do not run to a chest and try to loot it. Do not return. Do not go out of your way to loot some chest, especially if you're going for 5,000 favor. As soon as the quest is done, get out. Somebody may not have disabled the trap. I have seen chests that were open turn into mimics after somebody else looted it. You don't want to be stuck in a dungeon looting a chest that turns into a mimic and now you're all alone. When the quest ends, get out. Protect yourself. No loot is worth it. Which brings us to 18. The 18th most important thing to do to survive Hardcore League Season 4 is don't run off on your own just because you solo a lot on your live server or you know the quest inside and out. You may run off on your own and pull a large group where there's one of these new fear champions. And yes, you have fear immunity on yourself, but maybe one of your group mates doesn't. You don't want to be the guy who kites a large group to your party and then get somebody killed. You also don't want to go off and open a chest and possibly spawn a mimic by yourself. You just want to stick with your group. Things are easier in a group. It's safer to stay with your group. It's safer to not run ahead, to not zerg. 19 is regarding loot. To not let it be a super important thing. Yes, you need loot. We none of us have anything, but the truth is, based on your goals, unless you're going for the 400k Reaper, which I think you want to do in legendary content anyway, you're not going to be farming gear until you're in epics. You can farm gear in heroics, but the reality is, in order to complete epic heroic quests, you do not need to be really geared tweaked out, because you're going to be doing the quests at 4 levels over the base level of the quest. What does that mean? That means you should not be doing level 1 quests until you're level 5. Now that's sort of impossible. Of course, you're going to do some level 1 quests before you're level 5, but ideally you do your level 1 quests when you're level 5. You do your level 2 quests when you're level 6. You do your level 3 quests when you're level 7. You do your level 4 quests when you're level 8. That will optimize your ability to survive. It's very, very important to maximize your ability to survive in the elite content, especially if you're going for the 5,000 favor. So don't stress out about loot, because you can always make an alt and go in and run, you know, for the loot. If you're on your main tune, you know, make sure you're 4 levels over, and don't bicker or argue with a group that you're in over loot, because you can always go back in and get it. In other words, it's better to make a friend on Hardcore League who can help you achieve your goals than trying to get some piece of gear that once you teleport off Hardcore League server isn't going to matter because you have 9 of them on your live server. You know, and then number 20 is lag. Number 20 of the 20 things you can do to survive in the Hardcore League is pay attention to the lag. Lag will kill you. Lag is worse than the mimics. Lag is worse than running around naked in the quests. Lag is awful. It will kill you and kill you and kill you and kill you. So what does that mean? Don't play your main if it's really laggy. Make another tune. Run around on that. Go loot farm. Make an alt. Run some low level quests. Try to get some money. Try to farm for something. Try to learn a quest on an alt. Make make an alt that you can explore during the lag and learn other quests. So when the lag is over, you can go back on your main and be in a better position to survive and get your goals on the Hardcore League. Well, that's it. I'm going to continue to make more videos. If anybody watching this wants to join my guild Death Smile, send me a tell on Mary in game. And I hope all your adventures go well. I'll catch you guys later. Thanks. Join us for more. I plan to do lore videos for each quest in DDO, as well as the raids. Plus, I will be releasing more Session 0 videos for DDO on topics such as player character races, the religions of Eberron, the Last War, and the Mournlands, the Dragon Marks, the Dragon Marked houses, and much, much more. Click the like button if you enjoyed this video. Comment down below. I like interacting with other players. My main tune in DDO is named Mary. I am on Sarlona. I also have a guild on the Hardcore League. My guild is Death Smile. Please say hi if you're on either of those servers. Subscribe to see more Adventure AI content about DDO, Dungeons & Dragons Online, and gaming in general. I also play Star Wars The Old Republic. You can join us at Adventure AI on Discord. Check us out on Twitch. Check us out on Twitter. You can go to our Patreon and become a patron of the channel, where you would get access to all of the scripts, the images, the music, the videos, as well as behind the scenes, and the ability to request topics for me to make future videos. Thanks very much. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope your adventures go well.